Report writing. A report is a formal communication written for a specific purpose that includes a description of procedures followed for collection and analysis of data, their significance, the conclusions drawn from them, and the recommendations if required. And the structure of business report is contains list your name, job titles, and contact information and the date of submission. You can also create a title for the report and state the background of the topic you will be addressing along with the purpose of the report itself. And key findings provide facts, data and key findings that are relevant to the purpose state in the background. Be clear and specific, especially because the entire report depends on the information in this section. Summarize and interpret the key findings, identify issues found within the data, and answer questions raised by the purpose. And recommendation solutions to any problems mentioned in the conclusion, and summarize how these solution would work. Although you are providing your own opinion in this section, avoid using personal pronouns and keep everything framed through the company's perspective. And reference, list the sources for all the data you have cited throughout the report. This allows people to see where you got your information and investigate these same sources. And what are the types of business reports in sense? First one, informational reports. A business uses this report to provide clear and descriptive information. The report does not involve any personal opinion, but it's more objective. For example, the number of branches a business has, the amount of revenue generated by these branches, these number of employees it contains, etc. Second thing, analytical report. As the name of suggests, this report represents an analytical framework for the business, which can be used by various departments such as sales, human resource, administration, or finance for strategy implementation. A business that wants to grow 20% by the next quarter would require an analytical report to analyze its competitor, customer preferences, sales channels, and external factors to reach its goals. Research report. One of the key driving forces for any business is a research report. To grow substantially, the business needs to offer new products and services and identify new market opportunities. To do so, the business needs to focus on research and collecting consumer data that would help the departments to produce new products and test the new market as per the changing environment. And routine report. A routine report are prepared to access the daily activities of a business. A manual audit is conducted for all processes and SOPs followed by departments. This allows the business to look for deviations and inconsistencies and measure the performance. The routine report are more concise in nature and avoid long descriptions. These reports are often used by managers and senior executives to make the team work smoothly and efficiently. Progress report, also known as after work report, represents the progress and analysis of the effort and action implemented by the team. The progress report measures the improvement and compares it with the benchmark set. If the effort outcome is not up to the mark, then corrective actions are taken by the firm. And what are the elements of the business report? In sense, first one, outline for the report. Always create an outline before writing your report. This gives you a clear idea of the format and points you need to cover in your report. Just think of it an index page where you write all the subheadings that would exist with the report. Second one, title of the report. The title page of your report consists of the topic in the heading style following with submitted by and submitted to names. If you are executive preparing the report, then you can include your name under the submitted section. The date of the submission should also be mentioned on the title page. Executive summary. The executive summary is been used to briefly explain the core theory of your report to the recorder, and it contains information in a concise manner covering each section of the report. It is usually drafted using a word count ranging from 200 to 300. The executive summary also talks about the findings of the report and the supporting resources used. Introduction. The intro section is the first point of the introduction for your report. The executive starts the introduction by explaining the reason for the report, the background of the topic chosen, and how the report helps in tackling the problem mentioned. It is very important to keep the intro section to the point without going into a deeper explanation, and the readers are looking for a simple introduction with clear objectivity in the intro. And cornerstone, the main message. The core crust of your report should be clearly visible within your study. Highlight your key findings and make sure they are visible throughout your whole report. Update a report with valid facts. As discussed above, include all the relevant data and figures to support your conclusion. Always remember data speaks for itself, so make sure they are accurate and reliable. And make your report more visually appealing, and diagrams and charts for better representation. Nobody likes to read a wall of text, so take care of your visual representation. And use bullet points where you think the content is too technical to read. You start a paragraph for creating slippery slides generates interest for the reader to record more content. And before submitting the final copy, make sure you revise the report and check all the facts and figures mentioned. You can also take feedback from your peers and colleagues. Conclusion. The best way to convey your main message is by explaining it in detail throughout the business report and then summarizing it to recap the main points. When creating the business report, take notes of the most important information that you should later highlight in the conclusion. Thank you.